Thank you for coming. My name is York Glover. I'm a council member here in Beaufort County. I have many questions to ask you, but I am probably trying to view the bigger picture right now in America. Because as America is not whole and well, minorities, particularly women of color, really feel the pinch. So I think that's where we are. I know that's where we are. So my question really, I like all of the candidates that are running for the Democratic Party ticket. I think any one of you would do well. My problem, my concern right now is really the rest of the offices that's out there. Senators, House of Representatives, is crucial because having one office is not good enough. We need to have them all. So I really want candidates to really consider the whole entire picture. One of the problems we're having right now is that Senator McConnell is stacking the Supreme Court right now in the court system with judges. We just recently, a gentleman just wrote a book called In Darkest South Carolina, where he talked about Judge Waring. And one man would make a difference in bringing about the Brown versus Board of Education law to pass. That was done in 1954. He did it before then, but the Supreme Court dealt with it in 1954. That replaces 1896, where Plessy versus Ferguson was. So a Supreme Court justice, one person can make a difference in the lives of people. And I'm afraid of this country right now because we are at a point where we are in trouble. Civility is not there. What can we do to make sure that if 22 of you do not get that one slot, that you will fill those other key positions that we need? And I'm not putting you on the spot, but maybe if you got it, you make sure you tell the others that you need to run for the Senate and the House of Representatives, because we need good representation
Councilmember Barber, thank you. Agree with everything that you said, including that any one of us running for the nomination would be a better president than the current occupant of the White House. So we've got an extraordinary field. And make her or him successful in November of 2020, successful in January of 2021. You have my commitment to that. I was earlier today in Washington, D.C., and I had the opportunity to sit down and listen to Lee Saunders, who is the president of AFSCME, Public Sector Union. And we were talking about the Supreme Court, and we were talking about the Janus decision that makes it harder for public sector unions to organize, and not just to deliver for their members, but to deliver for all of us who receive public services in this country, all 320 million of us. And he said this is going to be counterintuitive, Beto, but after Janus, which made it harder for us to organize, our membership actually went up. In the Trump administration, during this attack on organized labor, you're seeing an urgency that was not there before the Trump administration. And we talked about whether the fact that all of this is on the line right now and under attack unlike any other time in our lives has finally awoken this country, commanded our attention, shocked our conscience, and is forcing us to act. So a president who says that we should ban all Muslims from coming to this country, or calls Mexican immigrants rapists and criminals, or dishonors the service of transgender Americans and all those who serve this country and put their lives on the line through a transgender troop ban, or who attacks the rights of a woman to make her own decisions about her own body. Right now, if we do not stand up for every single one of these rights and freedoms, I think we understand we're going to lose them forever. So perhaps there is some hidden gift in the Trump administration that has provoked this country to act. And we're seeing it everywhere. We see it here in South Carolina, we see it in Texas, every state that I have visited so far. But you are absolutely right. There is no person, no matter how great or resourceful or experienced, who as President of the United States could do this on their own. It's really going to take a movement. It's going to take a country. It's going to take council members here, members of Congress, U.S. senators, to make sure that we have a Supreme Court that respects the rights of the working person, the rights of a woman to make her own decisions about her own body, respects people over corporations. It doesn't say that corporations can spend unlimited amounts of money to purchase the outcomes of our elections and our legislation. And we're going to need allies in both of those chambers. And so insufficient just to run for the presidency, we've got to run for and with everyone across the country. In state houses, which are going to decide the district boundaries following 2020, in U.S. House and U.S. Senate seats, and then making sure that on the Supreme Court and every single federal bench, we have justices who reflect and look like the diversity and the genius of this country. I think it is only there and then that we meet the challenge that you just laid out. So let's make the most of this moment because we will not get it back. And that's, I think, what has brought us all to this table today. Thank you for asking the question. Appreciate it.